Hi guys, this is Jamie with gettingcrafty.net. So we're going to talk about one of my favorite stamp sets. It's really a remarkable one, LOL. It's called Remarkable You. And yes, I just said LOL out loud. This is a great, huge stamp set full of big, beautiful flowers, wonderful sayings, and really it does cover so many things. I'm a big girl who loves nature. I like really bold colors and bold flowers. So this week at our coffee and cards, we created this fun handmade card right here. I want to show you using the Remarkable You stamp set, soon to retire, with the Tangerine Tango cardstock and ink, which is retiring, black archival ink, which is retiring, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to take a card up a notch. I do want to show you the difference. Look here with the addition of yellow, how much it takes that flower to the next level. I really like this bold, simple, to the point focal card. But when you add the yellow around it here with a Daffodil Delight, you really take that card to the next level. It's so simple how just the little addition of a shadow that's really bold and bright, but yet soft on this card is ideal. So let's go ahead and create this card right now, sure to wow you. We're going to take our Whisper White cardstock at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. We're going to take Tangerine Tango cardstock, which is retiring, at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. We're going to take thick Whisper White cardstock that I scored at 4 1/4 and I cut at 5 1/2 to create this traditional card. Now, sometimes when I score, see how it's off just a smidge right there? Can you see? I'm going to see if I can hit focus. So I often look for that just in case I was off by like that itty bitty millimeter. And I use a bone folder to crisp the edge. So what I do, which I had a bone folder right here, right this second, but then I was cleaning up my spot to create with you. Don't you love when you clean something up but then you lose it? Because that's the story of my life, my friends. Here's another bone folder. I love my bone folders. They help me to crisp the edge. And I just run it across once. You can do twice. I know some people who really dig it in. You don't need to. The reason I also do it where it has that funky line is that when you use a bone folder, sometimes it leaves a slightly shiny edge where you have put the pressure across. So if I flip it over now, I've got the card on the outside the way I want and no bone folder mark right there. Now what we're going to do is take this beautiful card and this beautiful flower. Is this a lily? What is this flower? I really don't know, but I think it's majestic. We're taking one of my favorite inks, our black archival ink pad. I'm going to set these two aside because they're the base of our card. And what we're going to do is we're going to stamp in the middle. So archival ink was designed, it's a true black. It's designed to be waterproof and you can stamp it. I just froze. I was milking my goats for the first time today, guys, so my brain's a little mush today. Seriously, that's the story of my life. I've got a small goat farm. And 6 kids that we homeschool our youngest for. So it's designed, you should be able to stamp it on non-porous surfaces, that kind of thing. But Stampin' Up! Is retiring it for a better quality product. So while it's still here, you want to grab it. It's one of my favorite tools to use. Now we're going to start with Daffodil Delight ink pad. This ink is carrying over. The stamp pads may end up looking different. Actually, they're going to look different. But the ink inside will remain the same. Actually, it's being improved slightly, but you can totally still use it. I'm just going to be honest. And we're going to squeeze the ink pad just like this. You can still do that with the new ink pads. So we're going to take an aqua painter. Whenever I watercolor, I like to keep a napkin nearby so that I can make sure that I clear my line with each one. We're going to pull up some of the Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to pull it out and kind of diffuse it out. I want it nice and dark around the flower, and there's no rhyme or reason to this at all other than the fact that I'm going in and pulling the color out. I may want to kind of make it cohesive so it connects so it's not too wavy, but I don't even think that's necessary. This helps to create a focal point on your card, and it frames out the beautiful flower so well. Aqua painters come in 2 to a pack, and I love them so much. I live by my aqua painter. So they have a bevel of water on the inside. You can just replace it as you need, and they last for what feels like almost forever. And I love Daffodil Delight for just that reason. It is a really beautiful yellow, and I'm so glad it's going to remain in our color choices. I'm going to come out. So I'm going to squeeze it again because in order to make the yellow pop and have that two-tone effect, I'm actually going to add a little bit of yellow to each leaf. Just like so. Don't overthink it. Just do a dash of the Daffodil Delight in the side of the flower. I love when you're watercoloring, you do not have to overthink. What the ladies found at the Coffee and Cards was they were amazed that they all had the same product, but their flowers all looked different. And the reason being is some were softer, some had more streaks, some had more color, some had more yellow or orange or even white peeking through. And then what we're going to do is we clear the line. So I just go like this until the yellow goes off. Now it's good for the next color. We're going to go with the green just down here. And this is the Old Olive. You stay in a color family and it does make the colors all look and balance one another. We're going to color in this leaf, this bold leaf, and then I'm going to color the stem in. And yes, I'm going outside of this stem, but the stem is black. So you kind of want to give that green vibe, right? I know. Some people don't like that. I do. If you don't like it, guess what? You can color it however you want. This is our Tangerine Tango. It's a bold red-based orange. It is gorgeous, juicy, and yummy. Tangerines are one of my favorite citruses. I live here in Southern California, and so we have 18 fruit trees on our small farm, and a majority of them are citrus. And so we have a ton of fun. I got a tangerine tree, and it's a dwarf one, and it goes and it right into where my roses are. So just keep that in mind, that citrus and your flowers really do well together, but primarily because of the pollination. We have a bunch of pollinating bees out here. We're on the verge of getting a beehive, and so many of our neighbors have it out here. And we live in a beautiful area called Thousand Oaks, California. So if you know where that is, you can let me know. Let me know with a comment. I always have fun when people from our hometown or know where we are. Let me know. I was just talking to this lady in Stampin' Up. She's one of the demonstrator support people. And she said, oh my gosh, I lived out there when I was a little girl. And that was before you guys had your major freeways. And I thought that was so funny, because we live by our freeways here in California now. And yes, I am going to let little white peek through, and I'm definitely letting the yellow peek through. I want to create that great pop of color, and you highlight those darker lines for the natural highlight. You can squeeze a little bit more water if you want. I always do that right in the palette so that I can pull it up. You can add some color right to the base, and we can pull it out to frame out. You could add shadow, you can add depth, but as the color gets absorbed into the cardstock, you'll see it dilute a little bit or soften. So I'll go in and add extra shadow, always. I'm always fussing with my cards, but these are really fast to create at the same time. Look at that. Do you love that? I do. I don't know if you don't love it. I totally do. Now, I always love to have a dash of sparkle. So what I'm going to do is take my Wink of Stella Glimmer pen, and I'm just going to add, not covering the whole thing, really. I'm just adding dashes. It's enough to create focal point and interest, and sparkle helps to reflect color. So if you're doing that, realize that your color is going to reflect out. Boop, boop, doo boop. All right. So like that. There we go. The Wink of Stella, I actually store with the words storing up in a great little container. I want to show you my little container. My friend Amy gave me this Rae Dunn little container, which is all the trend collecting the Rae Dunn. And she got that for me for my birthday, which is this week. Isn't that wonderful? Friends make your life a better place, I just have to say. Now, what we're going to do, I always close my ink pads because I have a tendency to get my hands in them. Look how beautiful and quick that handmade card came out. Super duper easy, no real thought, and yes, it sparkles. Actually, do you know it sparkles better without the light? So I'm going to turn off the lights to show you. And you can see, isn't that just majestic? Don't you want that flower in your garden? I do. I have to let you know, all of the flowers in my life, much like my children, survival of the fittest. It is whoever learns to take care of themselves. I think it's a great skill to have for my children to learn to cook and clean, but I also think for my flowers, they better learn to survive because I am not a master gardener. Now, this would have been beautiful. I want to show you. White on white is a beautiful look, but when you have that pop of color, it pulls out the colors. Look at the difference right there. And then look when we add our Tangerine Tango. Just that small border really does give you a better framed image, and it helps to balance your card a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong, I adore white on white. I think it's elegant, it's crisp, it's clean. I love monochromatic cards. Much like fashion, they mimic each other. I cannot show you my fashion right now because I've been milking my goats and I'm wearing my old camo pants that are 14 plus years old. My best friend and I bought them at the same time. We both still wear them. It's so funny. And I'm wearing an old Mops shirt. So mind you, my youngest is 7. I haven't been in Mops in years. But I'm wearing it, just saying. Dimensionals, and I always make sure I put a middle one there just to create more balance to the card. And we're going to layer it right over. Oh, always make sure that your card opens up the right way because I will tell you, about half of my cards get put on wrong when I don't do that. Now, somebody asked me why I did not apply the Tangerine Tango directly to the card with a snail adhesive or fast fuse adhesive, and that would be because I wanted additional depth. This is a very clean and elegant card, and if you balance it just like so, you can really wow. Join us at our upcoming classes. You can see them at gettingcrafty.com. We have online classes every week with our Facebook Lives. We have in-person classes, crafting retreats up in Big Bear Lake, California, where people actually fly in from all over the United States. We have people who come and join us at our crafting cruise next March. There's lots you can do. Join us in person or afar at gettingcrafty.com. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Thanks for joining me. Please like and share this video and then join us. I'll see you then. Bye.